So thank you all for joining in. You know, life is really difficult, but I'd like you to take this lesson. Even if those relationships are fake right now, enjoy while it lasts. I really do know fake people when I meet them, but then I just enjoy the ride until the ride is over. Cheek it.
Every single day, I'm gonna make something great. That's my way. Every single day, I'm gonna...
Okay, so what do you do when starting friendship seems so wrong, yet so right? So what do you do when starting friendships seems so wrong, yet so right? Now, in life, you always have journeys of defeat. You always have journeys of, like, say, people always betraying you. Like, some people feel you're not up to their standard. It's so normal. Now, the beauty of not being up to somebody's standard is if you work with your standard, you work on it prayerfully and with hard work and commitment, your standard will also upgrade over time. But don't let nobody put you under pressure to be who you are not. Sometimes they just want to milk you and go. Most times they just want to be parasites and go. So always be yourself in such friendships or relationships. And one thing I've always also discovered is that over time, when you are yourself in any relationship, that's when you actually find people who really love you. And I will advise that when you find people who love you for who you are, because stick to them. No fakers, no liars and snitches, you know. So always stick to people who love you. That's number one. Number two, how to detect fake friends. Number two, when they're always talking about how their lives can become better, not your life. Good friends care about their other friends. So when your friends always talking about how his or her life can better and never for once thought about you, give it a second thought. Number three, a friend you can't pray with is not a real friend. I've always had times when I prayed with my friends, for real. But then I've had some friends that I felt were really close, but we've not prayed at one time or the other. And I felt like, okay, whatever. But then what are we banking on if we're not praying? Number four, any friend that you can't take his or her word to the bank is not a true friend. If they say something now and say another thing later, they're not true friends. Now, it might be difficult for you to just tell that, they're like, okay, you know, and you're like, hey, you said this sometime back, and they're like, what, me? No. No, those people are fake. These people are fake. Now, I'm this kind of person, when people lie to me, I don't check them. Yes, so that they just think I don't know. And so they tell me one story 3 different times, 3 different details, 3 different things, and also taking observation, taking observation. And finally, friends that will recommend you, but would rather in public say stuff about you that isn't really about you. And if you're like, we've known each other, why do you define me like this? And they just say things about you that corrupts you, brings you down, you know, makes you nothing. They're not friends. But it's something I've tried, and most often you already know that someone is a snitch, and you just enjoy the whole process till the snitch itself person's out. So your heart isn't really broken, you know, stuff like that. Say expectations actually bring about disappointment. But then when you have no expectation, you have a disappointment. Thank you so much for joining me. See you next time. And please kindly subscribe to my channel and share it. It's about lifestyle, talent, inspiration, and much more. Thank you so much.